billion isn't what it used to be, especially when it's shared across multiple generations. To qualify for this edition of our semi-regular ranking of the richest families in the US, you need to be worth at least $10 billion. 45 clans make the cut, including storied names like the Rockefellers, Hearsts, and Hunts. Their aggregate wealth totals $1.3 trillion, but other famous dynasties, the Kennedys and the Gettys, to name two, just aren't wealthy enough. Here are the top 5 decabillionaire families in the US. Number 5, the Johnsons. Abigail Johnson, the granddaughter of Fidelity Investments founder Edward C. Johnson II, became CEO of the mutual fund giant in 2014 and chairman 2 years later. Under her leadership, Fidelity's assets have ballooned to $4.4 trillion from $2 trillion, while expanding sustainable funds and embracing Bitcoin. Abigail's brother, Edward IV, runs investment firm Pembroke Real Estate, which is owned by Fidelity. Her father, Edward Ned Johnson III, who died in 2022, ran the firm for 4 decades. Number 4, the Cargill-MacMillan family. The extended Cargill-MacMillan family, which includes 21 individual billionaires, owns an estimated 88% of Cargill, the largest private company by revenue in the US. Founded in 1865 by W. Cargill as a grain storage company, the firm, which has $177 billion in revenue, is a major player in grain and is involved in meatpacking and energy trading. Whitney McMillan, who died in 2020, was the last family member to serve as chief executive officer from 1976 to 1995. Number 3, the Kochs. Charles Koch took over what became the conglomerate Koch Industries when his father, Fred, died in 1967. It had $125 billion of revenue in 2022. Koch Industries has its fingers in everything from oil refining and fiber optics to paper towels. Charles and Julia Koch, the widow of his brother David, who died in 2019, both have a 42% voting stake. Siblings Bill and Frederick were bought out by Charles and David in 1983, prompting 2 decades of litigation over the payout, reportedly around $800 million. Frederick died in 2020. Charles is not a Donald Trump fan. His Stand Together nonprofit network and Koch Industries each contributed $25 million to a super PAC that endorsed Nikki Haley for president. Number 2, the Mars family. Siblings Jacqueline and John Mars, along with the 4 daughters of their brother Forrest Jr., who died in 2016, own candy and pet food giant Mars. The McLean, Virginia-based company owns dozens of iconic brands, including M&M's, Snickers, Ben's Original Rice, and Pedigree dog food. It posted revenue of $47 billion in 2022. John, now 88, was the last family member to serve as CEO before he stepped down in 2001. Jacqueline's son Stephen Badger and Forrest Jr.'s daughter Victoria sit on the board. Number 1, the Waltons. Despite selling roughly $22 billion of Walmart stock over the past decade and giving $11 billion worth away, the 7 billionaire descendants of company co-founders Sam and Bud Walton, both of whom died in the 1990s, still own an estimated 45% of the retail giant's shares. Sam's eldest son, Rob, sits on Walmart's board alongside Rob's nephew, Stuart, and son-in-law, Greg Penner, who replaced Rob as the retailer's chairman in 2015 and as controlling owner of the NFL's Denver Broncos in October. The family's fortune is enhanced by the 7 sports teams owned by Stan Kroenke, the husband of Bud's daughter, Ann Walton Kroenke. Those include the Los Angeles Rams and British soccer powerhouse Arsenal.